What is up, everybody? This is Gary from Killer Off-Road Hobbies, and today we're having another first look video. Today we're going to be focusing on the Redcat TRMT10E. Yes, I finally got one. As you can see previous videos, I just finished reviewing the Losi Tenacity MT, and I got this to compare against that. So in this first look video, I'm going to go over this truck, tell you a little bit about it, show you it, and pretty much tell you what I think it might be like to go ahead and drive this thing. So first thing first, we'll go over the boring stuff. Alright, so what comes in the box? You get your owner's manual. This is very detailed, has a blow up, shows you how to fix and repair the vehicle, how all the parts go together, tells you about the ESC and all of that stuff, lipo protection, and it does have parts lists for all the parts on this truck. Very, very handy dandy manual. I suggest you go through it when you get this truck. You also get this dust shield for your ESC. It tells you how to put it on and all of that stuff, as you can kind of see right here, hopefully. There you go. You also get a T-wrench and a couple of preload clips, which means that the shocks are not going to be threaded bodied, so you will need those preload clips to adjust your a little bit of your dampening rate and your ride height. Moving on, we got a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. I have had this transmitter before with the MT8E. This is actually a very, very nice transmitter. I do like this. I like how open it is, because as anybody knows that's watched my channel for a little while, I hold my transmitters funny. It has all your steering trims, dual rates and everything. It also has a third channel. It does have this little nub antenna. I think it would be pretty hard to break that off unless you literally drop this thing on its head. It does run on 4 AA batteries. All in all, like I said, I am a pretty decent fan of this transmitter. I don't mind how it looks and everything. It does look old school. It is kind of bulky, but I actually like it because it's open and it allows me to you know, not have to worry about hitting my finger on a drop down wheel or anything like that. Yeah, so I do like those transmitters. Alright, now coming to the truck. I debated back and forth between getting basically the smoked orange or the gray version. I landed on the orange because it's loud, it's bright, and yeah, you know, I think it looks pretty cool. So before I pull the body off, I do want to make a couple points. When I got this truck, the body clips were put in the topmost hole, and I pulled the body off, and I was like, cool, checked everything out, and I put the body back on. But when I went to push it down, like to sit down on the body post, it was like bending the body and stuff. So I kind of investigated, and what was happening was the bed of the body was hitting on top of the actual ESC, like pushing down on these wires right here, because these wires come out of the ESC. So what I had to do right out of the gate was take the screws out of the body post front and rear, and I bumped it up 2 holes. I tried bumping it up 1 hole. That wasn't enough, so I bumped it up 2 holes, and now it sits on the body post without deforming the body when you push it down all the way, and it's not hitting those ESC wires anymore, which is a huge plus, because if you end up having a top landing coming down, it could possibly break the connectors or whatever. So that's just a heads up, and this truck is very, very raked. Like, the body in the back sits very high and the front sits pretty low. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, because you do have a lot of your chassis exposed. Another negative point I'm going to make about this truck already is I really don't like this mounting position right here for this off-on switch. It might be convenient to just switch it on and off right there, but I do think that will probably end up getting broken off or whatever. I'm going to leave it there just to see if it's going to be a problem. But yeah, those are two little things that I found right out of the box about this truck. I do think it looks pretty cool. I think the body looks very cool. I did go ahead and reinforce it already with Flex Seal. If I need to reinforce it further than that, I probably will. The way the bed of it kind of sits down inside, I'm not a huge fan of that because it is hard to get the body clips in. They do give you pretty big body clips for this, and as you can see, that doesn't leave a lot of room, and you can't put them in from the far side because of how far down in the bed is seated. A couple of small quirks, nothing, you know, nothing crazy. All right, let's get to the truck. So this is going to be a true 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive monster truck. It's coming in at 17 inches long. It's about 13.5 inches wide, and with the body, maybe it's a little bit taller now, but with the body, it's about 7 inches tall. It does weigh about 6 pounds dry. That's without batteries. So it's pretty small, but it's 10 scale. So we'll just kind of go over it from front to back. One thing I do really like about the Redcat, kind of like what Redcat does, is supplies these wheelie bars. And from owning previous Redcats, I can tell you this design of wheelie bar is extremely tough and extremely durable. So I really like these wheelie bars. I really like that they're just on the truck and you can adjust them however you want. I think that's a huge plus. So thank you, Redcat, for doing that, going the extra mile for us. Another thing is it does have LED lights in the front. That's another positive. I mean, this thing, you can pick this up for about 300 bucks anywhere you can buy Redcat, anywhere that sells Redcat. So 300 bucks. It comes with a wheelie bar. It comes with LED lights. The bumper feels pretty durable, although I have heard poor things about it. So let's just kind of go over the truck and I'll just explain things as I go. So starting in the rear, you have the wheelie bar, as I said. You have plastic bodied, plastic capped shocks that are not threaded. Like I said, you will need preload clips if you want to adjust your ride height and somewhat of your spring dampening rate. It does have an aluminum shock tower. It looks to be about 3 millimeters thick. You do have 3 adjustment points on your shock tower for the top of your shock, and you have 2 on the bottom A-arm. Now it's set up front and rear with a pillow ball suspension. It does have a tie rod right here so you can adjust your toe, which is very, very good. It looks to have CVDs in the rear and the front as well. It looks to be mirrored too, so you should be able to just buy one set of A-arms, upper and lower A-arms, and you should be good for any one of the corners, because it should come with 2. So 2 sets, like a set is both sides. Alright, so with the pillow ball suspension, your camber will be adjustable as well. Moving forward from that, we have our 80 amp 2 and 3S capable ESC that is waterproof. This everything in this truck is waterproof. Moving forward from that, moving aside from that, you have this nice tight little receiver box. The receiver box is about the same size as the ESC, but it's got this little nub of an antenna coming off of it. It looks well built. I like how it's mounted in here. Yeah, I definitely, the design of this looks to be pretty solid. Moving forward from that, we have our Thor BL 3655 4500 kV brushless motor. As I said, it is waterproof. This combination is going to be 2 or 3S capable, like I said. It looks to have a pretty small pinion on it. I'm not sure, about a 10, maybe 11 tooth. I'd have to count. I didn't count, but this is a 3-diff setup, so you've got your front, center, rear diffs. In front of the motor is kind of a gem in this thing. You do have a waterproof Savox servo, so that is that is a definite plus. That is one thing that Redcat has in the bag. They do come with decent servos. It should be metal geared as well. Another very, very, very cool thing is this this little mounting position for like lights and other things right here. Even your servos mounted into it. So it has this chassis mount right here, which would basically be like your receiver, except it's in the chassis and it connects to your receiver, so you don't have to open up your receiver box to plug in extra LEDs or whatever. I think that is super, super, super cool. Good job, Redcat. Okay, so moving forward from that, it's a lot of the same as it is in the rear. You have an aluminum shock tower, 3 mounting positions for your shocks. Like I said, it does have the pillow ball suspension. The same exact pillow ball suspension that's in the rear is in the front. You do have adjustable turnbuckles, so toe in and out will be adjustable. And with the pillow ball suspension, your camber will be adjustable as well. And like I said, it does have CVDs in all 4 corners. Now underneath, it's got a nice, pretty flat, solid plastic chassis. Looks great, nice and tight. It does have a servo saver, I can see right there, adjustable. The suspension, it feels over dampened in the rear and under dampened in the front, and I see pushing down you are going to get some bump steer from the rear. That sounded kind of funny, but yeah, when you push down on the rear, the tires tend to come in. I don't think that's going to affect anything. If you do want to kind of counteract that, you do have your turnbuckles to give it a little bit of toe out. That way when it comes down, the tires will go straight. But I don't think it'll be a problem. It's not huge bump steer, but you do get a little bit. And the front doesn't look like you get much at all. So yeah, we'll probably take put a smaller clip in the rear and put a bigger put another clip or a bigger clip in the front to get this suspension to be relatively even, because the front is definitely stiffer than, or the rear is definitely stiffer than the front. Another thing I'm kind of seeing right now is the battery tray seems to be pretty small. Yeah, the battery tray doesn't seem very generous. I'll have to wait to see. Maybe you just stand your packs on end. I'm not sure, like on the side. It does come with a T-plug. I put a XT90 on this thing already. I have solidly converted everything to XT90. It took a while. It did take a while. I did all my packs and everything. So other than that, the tires feel great, as they look great. Yeah, the foams feel good. The rubber compound feels nice and pliable, and I think these tires should do well. All in all, for 300 bucks, if this truck is anywhere near as durable as I think it can be, and I think it probably is, I think I will have an excellent time with this truck. The setup looks awesome. I'm not sure about the power levels, whether it has overheating issues or not. The 4400 kV motor should be spot on. One negative, I will say, one last negative in this opening video, is it doesn't look like you can go much bigger can of a motor. You might be able to fit a 3660 in there. But I think that's going to be about it, and that will put your motor like literally pretty much right up against your steering servo. So there's not a whole lot of room for a bigger motor. I don't really see any. There's just a tiny bit of room underneath it. The motor mount looks very solid though, and it does look like it has a steel spur gear. So I mean, for 300 bucks, if this thing is at all durable and powerful and stuff, I mean, this is going to be quite interesting. I have very high hopes for this truck. I mean, aluminum parts, adjustable everything. I mean, there's a ton of adjustments you can make on this truck. Towing in and out on the rear, camber in and out, towing in and out on the front, camber in and out. Yeah, like I said, aluminum parts, 3 diff setup. the chassis mount like accessories, this thing set up, I think Redcat did very, very good with the design of this thing. I think it looks pretty cool. I would prefer it not to be quite so raked, but wheelie bar, I mean, this thing's set up well. So yeah, if this thing performs good, this is going to be a very, very high contender for the low C tenacity, because this is substantially cheaper. I'm not sure if we're going to have shock cap issues because they are plastic caps, so we'll have to see about that. But so yeah, that's going to be the first look of the Redcat TRMT10E. I can't wait to take this truck out. It looks fun. It looks like it's going to be able to take a beating, and it's very adjustable, so if I don't like something, I'll be able to adjust it. Alright everybody, go ahead and thumb up this video if you liked it. Please smash that thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe if you're new here, and if you got time, check out that description. You can become a patron and get rewards for doing so. You can buy Killer Off-Road Hobbies merchandise, you know, posters, t-shirts, and whatnot. And you can get in on any ongoing or upcoming raffles. Alright everybody, I'm Gary from Killer Off-Road Hobbies saying get out there, get in our seat, go have some fun, and we'll see you right back here on the next video. Until then, peace!